All ye mortals, mark now our plays.
A tale for the he's and the she's and the they's.
Abandon your realm and fade from your plane.
And behold, Chaosling shall entertain.
By the pricking of my thumbs.
Hearken now to what streams may come.
Jess.
And Babs.
And Finn are we.
But tonight we play The Witches 3.
Tonight we bring you a play long cursed.
A Scottish betrayal set in verse.
For those who are fearful, hold thy breath.
As we name the show,
We're doing Macbeth!
And though we chose our script with care,
considerations ended there.
The players who play at this hour so late
were chosen by the gods of fate.
By gar, our ways might be uncouth,
but we are Chaotic Tiefling, forsooth!
And now to meet our players all.
Say hello when you're rolled we call.
Macbeth!
Good evening. It is I, Macbeth, a.k.a. Goblin Katie.
Lady Macbeth!
Good evening. I am Ian, playing Lady Macbeth.
Macduff!
Hello, I am Jess, and I will be playing Macduff.
Malcolm?
Hush me bagpipes, here I am, ye old dragon, playing Malcolm in the Middle Ages.
Ross!
I'm Zachary Valda, playing the Thane Ross.
Banquo!
Hey everybody, it's Sarah B. Strange. I'm not doing a voice.
First Murderer and Seaton.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Zanna, and I will be playing First Murder and Satan.
Duncan and the First Apparition.
Hail and well met then, Trevor Farlander at your service.
Lennox.
Hello, I'm Lydia, and I'll be playing Nathane Lennox.
Doctor.
Hello, I'm Home-Based Trinity. I will be playing the Doctor, as you can see.
Lady Macduff.
Hi, I'm Melodic Blue. I will be playing Lady Macduff.
Fleance, Old Man, Messenger, and Menteith, played by...
Hello, everybody. I'm Random Bystander here, and I'll be playing all the parts that witch said.
Second Apparition, plus the son of Macduff.
Hello, I'm Cal, and I'll be playing the second Apparition and the son of Macduff.
Playing so many servants, the lords, the soldiers, and the captain.
Hello, my name is John Raven. I am doing a voice, and I'm playing a lot of people today.
Gentlewoman.
Hello, I'm Grendel, and I will be playing a gentlewoman.
Caithness and young Seward.
Hi there, Michael McGreevy here. I will be playing Caithness and young Seward, and I have 4 acts to figure out what my accent is going to be.
Playing our second murderer.
Sorry, tactical difficulties. Hi, I'm Lupine. I'm playing Second Murderer.
Playing Seward.
Well, Net, I'm Mantle Ferox, and I'll be playing Seward tonight.
Angus and Donald Bain.
Hi, I am Turbo Cougar, and I will be playing Angus and Donald Bain.
The Porter.
Hello, everyone. D&D Jordan Lee. I'll be your wonderful portal for the evening.
And our Dark Mistress Hecate.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ellie Collins, and I'll be playing Hecate.
Audience, we have not left you out.
Use the chat and give us a shout.
Give us your praise, your jabs, and your jokes.
But respect each other and the actors, folks.
Our beloved mods are standing by.
But if your banter be friendly, let it fly.
And now, performers, ready your faces.
It's time. Act 1, Scene 1.
Places!
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Come, I come, Grey Malkin.
A paddock calls.
Anon.
Foul is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
And we're on to Act 1, Scene 2.
What bloody man is that? He can report that seemeth by his plight of the revolt the newest state.
Malcolm, darling, you're muted.
Our first.
I got it out of the way for you. This is the sergeant, who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Therefore it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of Cairns and Gallaglasses is supplied, and fortune, on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. Those too weak, for brave Macbeth, well, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion carved out his passage, till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed from him from that nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
As whence the sun gins his reflection, shipwrecking stones and direful thunders break, so from the spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, Mark! No sooner justice had, with valour armed, compelled these skipping crowns to their trustier heels. But the Norwegian Lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Is made not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, a Sparrow's eagles, or the Hare the Lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in ringing wounds, or memorize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. But I am faint, Magash's cry for help.
So will thy words become thee as thy wounds, they smack upon of both. Go get them, surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
What a haste look through his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian birds fly to the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began the dismal conflict, till that Bellona's bridegroom lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious arms against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness.
That now, Swena, the Norway's king, craved composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he disbursed at St. Colm's Inch $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
All right, now we're on to Act 1, Scene 3.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. Anoint thee, witch, the rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to a leper gone, master of the tiger. But in a sea I thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
That kind.
And I another.
And I myself have all the other. And the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. In the shipman's card, I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid. Weary 7 nights 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Oh, look what I have.
Oh, show me.
Here I have a pirate's thumb. Wrecked as homeward he did come.
A drum! Macbeth doth come.
The
weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace! The charm's wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is called to forest? What are these, so withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it? Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once her choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail!
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth, but greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers! Tell me more. By Sinel's death I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporeal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor, too, went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and praises do contend which should be thine or his. Silenced with that, and viewing o'er the first of the same self-day, he finds thee in stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make, strange images of death. As thick as tail can post with post, and every one did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defence, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of a greater honour, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose, whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wrack, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown besides the Thane of Cawdor.
I know.
But 'tis
I just love it.
strange.
It makes me so
And
happy.
oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. The supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical shapes, so my single state of man, the function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partner's rapt.
If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
New honors come upon him, like our strange garments, cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn a leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and, at more time, the interim having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
You're muted again, dragon.
The curse has moved.
I do it for my patron. My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that might have been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now weighs heavily on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labour to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me unfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honour must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears, when it is done to see.
True, worthy Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care has gone before us to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
All right, and now we are on to Act 1, Scene 5.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail, King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Glamis thou art and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, thou not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou must have it. And that which rather thou dost fear to do, than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
King comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who wert so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of his fellows has the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits, that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe-topful of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visiting of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering minsters. Wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief, come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife shall not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark, to cry, hold, hold! Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both, by the all hail hereafter, thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never. Shall sun that morrow see, your face, my Thane, is a book where men may read strange matters, to beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear, to alter forever ere is to fear, leave all the rest to me.
Ah, this castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his loved mansionry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle. Where they most breed and haunt, I have observed, the air is delicate.
See, our honoured hostess, the love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God heal us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, in every point twice done and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honours deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old, and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath holpen him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces toward him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done, when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. The assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his secret success, that but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'd jump the life to come. But in these cases, we'd still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye that tears shall down the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time, such I count thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat is aidage?
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast wast then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They had made themselves, and that their fitness now doesn't make you. I have given suck, and I know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason, Olympic only, when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undoubted metal shall compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and use their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled and bend up, each corporeal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mark the time with fair show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
And that's the end of Act 1. And I'm already so happy with everyone who's doing all the things tonight.
You're the bestest, and we love you, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so show of hands. Goblin Katie's stealing someone's crown, and who is surprised?
Not me.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm not even raising my hand.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness.
But what we didn't see coming was Goblin not being the one to stay muted.
Mute Malcolm?
Ah, there we go. Mute Malcolm. Malcolm in the muted?
Malcolm in the muted.
He is making tribute to me.
That's fair.
I am his new muted deity.
That's fair. I don't know if I like it.
I accept your tithe.
I don't like it.
New
Warlock. It's a mute.
New warlocks, line up. We have a new patron for you.
Yes, yes.
I'm the head warlock, though, so come at me.
Top of the list.
Yes, you are.
Top of the list.
The very first, boldest, brightest acolyte to the Goblin Katie patronage. Here comes Yeo Dragon. But also, all our new people, I'm just really, really, really happy to have you guys here tonight. Really, really happy that everything is going well, and just loving seeing all these faces. All these voices are just off the wall and loving it. But the show and the plot. I'm sorry, I can't even with this. I'm just gonna sit here all night. The bingo card. What do we have? What do we have so far on our tragedy bingo?
Threats of murder, is that one?
We have a planned murder, so that one's good.
Did somebody put mute to the
An
free
execution.
Reason.
We had an execution.
We did have an execution.
Baby killing. Talk of baby killing.
Talk of baby killing, yes.
Yeah.
Should misogyny, just like casual misogyny, just go on the Shakespeare bingo card?
Yeah, only have male babies because you're a badass. I think like pretty bold.
I don't think we've reached like trigger warning levels, but just the casual misogyny lines that just get thrown in. I feel like you can't do a single will play without seeing this.
I have a couple of new entries for my did he really say that line of shirts. Unsex me now?
I think Stripe just hit the nail on the head. The casual misogyny is the free space on the bingo card.
That is. There you go.
Yeah.
You just know it's going to happen. You don't have to wait for it. It's going to be right there.
It's going to be there.
And the other one is I have given suck.
I have given suck.
I have given suck is a good. Did he really say that?
So
shirt?
nice.
Yeah.
Yep. But
New
that
merch.
is my favorite Shakespearean monologue of
it's good.
of any of them, because it is that that shedding of the innocence of woman, and it is, I have done this would have ripped a guy in two, and I am a badass, and by God, I am going to do this thing because this is the thing that I want, and you're either on board or you're not, and I'll slit your fucking throat too. So I mean, that's what it is.
That's
that
the
is
energy.
One of my favorite.
I've always looked at it as her, and I apologize. I hope this isn't too crude, but is her "don't be a pussy" speech.
Pretty much. What yeah.
That's
And
the
I'm
nail
sorry,
on the head.
Crude.
Crude.
Have you met us?
Really?
I know, but I'm good and sweet and innocent, and I have to apologize.
Are you though?
Bullshit.
Things like that.
I love you, but bullshit.
Yes, my patron absolutely is.
Oh my goodness! I believe.
I have to back her up. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, Melodic's over there just fanning herself. Were we talking about innocence? Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right. Well, before we move on to Act 2, can we just say welcome back to Our Lady of Shadows, who wasn't with us last show?
Yes. Oh, thank God.
We missed you.
I missed you guys. I missed every one of you.
All the happy.
Yes.
All the happy.
So, but all right. On to Act 2, Scene 1.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been in unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife with, all in the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the 3 weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant me the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell, and get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalst me the way that I was going. And such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fool or the other senses, or else, worth all the rest, I see thee still. And on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood which were not there before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to my eyes. Now o'er the 1/2 world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder alarmed his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch thus with stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear the very storms prate of my whereabout and take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it. Whilst I threat he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and 'tis done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace! It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman, which gives the sternst good night he is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend with them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? Whoa!
Alack, I'm afraid they have awakened, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss 'em. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I hadn't done. My husband!
I have done the deed. Didst thou hear not a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
Aye.
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donald Bain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in sleep and cried, "Murderer!" That they did wake each other, and I stood and heard them. But they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged tonight together.
One cried, "God bless us," and "Amen," the other. As they had seen me with these hangman hands, listening their fear I could not say amen, when they did say, "God bless us."
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more! Macbeth does murder sleep!" The innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, the balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, and chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, "Sleep no more!" to the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on't again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If you do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How 'tis it with me whenever a noise appalls me. What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnate make the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire, we, to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then! Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark, more knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
Know my deed, or best not know myself. Oh, wake, Duncan, with thy knocking! I would thou couldst!
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were a porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock! Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? He's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enough about you. Here, you'll swear for it. Knock, knock, knock! Who's there? In their old other's name, Faith here's an equivocator that could swear and bolt the scales against either scale. Who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, 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 who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor. Come hither out for stealing of a French hose. Come here, tailor, here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, never quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon! I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of 3 things.
What 3 things doth drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. Mm-hmm. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, and it takes him off it. It persuades him and disheartens him, makes him stand to, and not to stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, and giving him the lie leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir. I had the very throat on me, but I requited him for this lie. And I think being too strong for him, though he took up my legs sometime. Yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Damn it! Shut up! Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
Oh, he did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
Oh, the labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What is, do you say, the life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Banquo and Donalbain! Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself! Up! Up and see the great doom's image! Malcolm! Banquo! As from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of this house? Speak, speak.
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I could speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, our royal master's murdered.
Woe, alas, what, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear dove, I prithee contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man! That expedition of my violent love outrun the pause or reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. And there, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love's known?
Help me hence, ho!
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here where our fate, hidden in auger hole, may rush and seize us? Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all. Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
Well contented.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland I. Our separated fortune shall keep us both safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that's shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft, which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
10 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I have seen powers dreadful and things strange, but this soaring knight hath trifled form of knowings.
Good father, thou seest the heavens as trouble with man's act threatens his bloody stage. But the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the travelling lamp. Is it night's predominance or the day's shame that darkness does the face of earth entomb when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural. Even like the deed that's done on Tuesday last night, a falcon towering in her pride of place was by a mousing owl hawked and at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience, as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon't. Here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Is known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
It's nature still, thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. And 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin Altafife.
I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's benson go with you and with those that would make good of bad and friends of foes.
All right.
And that finishes Act 2 for everyone. Whew, so much destruction of both our wills and Macbeth's mental state. Like, we go from...
I'm okay. It's okay.
We go from basically a scene from Animal House with the porter all of a sudden, and then there we go, and then it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
And then we go straight from that to, well, we're killing people and we don't like it.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
You ain't getting any deader.
But can we talk about D&D Jordan Lee and her porter? Because, oh my god.
I love it.
Oh, the porter was so perfect. Holy crap.
I know, I was like, how do I come into this scene? Like, what? What am I supposed to do?
Oh, you drunk as fuck.
Yep.
That was so good.
It was so much fun.
Drunk. That's
how you come into the scene. Drunk.
All the drunk.
So
when in
good.
doubt, drunk.
Yep, there we go.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Drunk, pursued by bear.
The porter might be my favorite role in this play.
Exit
Like, I know
pursuit.
Lady M is amazing, but the porter is just... It's got so much meat to it. It's so good.
Knock, knock, knock.
It's the origin of knock knock jokes. It's
Drunk,
the best.
pursued by beer. There you go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Drunk because he pursued the beer.
There you go. All right.
You could guess basically too with that point who is more, I guess, more controlled their sanity, Macbeth or the porter.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
with the porter.
man.
I'm gonna go with the porter.
The porter
Big
will
old
fire.
vote for the porter.
The
I have
porter,
another shirt.
the porter, like, voluntarily gives up his faculties. Mac has them drained from him.
And I got another shirt, and she goes down at 12.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
That's
Could
another
you
one
have
of those. Did he
reacted
really
any
say that?
more to that?
No!
Yes, I did.
It deserved it.
That's your clock by it, I guess.
Oh my god. I think Finn forgets that Babs and I are sitting on either side of him, and he has two very accessible ears.
Double click.
Too bad. They're not very accessible right
That
now.
wig is only going to protect you so much,
Yeah.
man.
I was just gonna say.
And only for so long.
Right? The
Yeah.
wig
Which
has
I
to come
think
off
I have
sometime.
the same one.
Was that?
And Goblin just goes to pull out the wig?
Well,
I think
there's
I have
there's
the
a
same
wig.
one.
It could
Maybe.
be. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't.
Is it like a bluish blonde?
No.
No.
This one's like an
No?
ashy
Oh, okay.
kind of black. Yeah.
It's a specific hag wig.
I don't know
got
what's
it,
on
okay.
me right now. I just sat still long enough for it to all get there.
It looks amazing. Like, you
Yes.
look fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you to the wonderful D4 Dustin.
Yes.
Everyone give love to the D4 Dustin.
Love to Dustin.
For
Love to
making us
Dustin.
look like this.
We love Dustin. He's great.
Well done, guys.
Like
well
we
done.
didn't know who did it.
Right.
I had suspicions.
I mean, you two look great, but when's he going to get the Finn's costume?
That's payback for earlier, bitch.
That's my
We
dad.
made the same joke
That
to
is.
Jess.
That is. Well hit. Abba! All right.
All right, shall
I'm
we?
done.
All right, on to Act 3.
Thank you, Natasha, by the way.
On to Act 3?
On tack 3. On tack 3.
On to Act 3.
Natasha Lee.
Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the weird women promised. And I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet was it said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, that their speeches shine, why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Ah, here is our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
But your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
Ah, we should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take it tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow. When therewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie you to your horse. Adieu till your return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourself till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put name of king upon me, and bade them to speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my grip. Thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. if 't be so, for Banquo's issue have I filled my mind. For them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancorous in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel give to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now, go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in the past times which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in prohibition with you, how you were borne in hand, how crossed the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things that else might to half a soul and to a notion crazed say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospelled to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, chouse, water rugs, and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift which bounteous nature has in him closed, whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike. And so of men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in this life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of this world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance, to mend it or be rid on it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So he is mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against the nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not, for certain friends that are both mine and his, whose love I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I do to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on't. For it must be done tonight, and something from the pace. Always thought that I require a clearness, and with him, to leave no rubs nor blotches in the work. Fleance, his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than that is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but he returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Naught's had, all spent, where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord, why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. For let the fame of things disjoint, both the world suffer, ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave, and life's fitful fever he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord, sleek o'er your rugged looks, be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So I shall, love, and so, I pray, be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must lathe our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces vizards to our heart, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and Fleance lives.
But in them nature's copies not etern.
Ah, there's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou junked. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere the black Hecate's summon, the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we have to do to the direction just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lated traveller apace to gain the timely inn, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light there, ho!
Second murder.
Sorry. Then 'tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation already near the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually. So all men do. From hence to the palace gate, make it their walk.
A light. A light.
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Oh, treachery! Fly, good Fleance! Fly! Fly! Fly, thou mayst revenge! Oh, slave!
Who did strike out the light?
Was not the way?
There's but one down! The sun is fled!
We have lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time will require her welcome. Lady Macbeth? You're muted, honey.
Yep, that was my problem. Sorry. Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks. They are welcome. Blame the cat.
See, they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the middle. Be large in mirth. Anon will drink a measure the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of cutthroats, yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-peril.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound to saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature in that time will venom bleed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold that is not often vouched. While 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrancer. Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here had we now our country's honored roofed, where the grace person of our Banquo present, who I may rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you has done this? Thou canst not say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentleman, right, his highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces when all's done? You look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there! Behold! Look! Lo! How say you? Why, what care I, if thou canst not speak too? If charnel horses in our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
What, quite unmanned in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame.
Blood hath been shared ere now in the olden time. Ere humane statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all. Avaunt and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare? I dare! Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the hiking tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! Why, being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting, with most admired disorder.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by maggot, pies, and churls and rooks brought forth the secrets of man's blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
How sayest thou that Macbeth denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in this house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood steeped in so far that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as gore. Strange things I have in my head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Con, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the innate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young, indeed.
Why now, Hal? Hecate, you look angrily.
Have I not reason, bedlams as you are? Saucy and overbold, how did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of our art. And, which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful who others do, loves for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now, get you gone, and at the pit of Arcanon, meet me in the morning, thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I am for the air this night I'll spend, unto a dismal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon, upon the corner of the moon. There hangs a vaporous drop profound, I'll catch it ere, and it come to ground. And that distilled by magic's lights, shall raise such artificial sprites, as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes above wisdom, grace, and fair. And you all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark, I am called. My little spirit sea sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret farther. Only I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth. Mary was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late, who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father. Damn it, fact! How did it grieve Macbeth? Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear that were slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say he has borne all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's son under his key, as, and please heaven he shall not, they should find what were to kill a father. So should Fleance. But peace. For from broad words and cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
Son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace, that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, that by the help of these, with him above, to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honours, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperated the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did. And with Ablu, sir, not I. The cloudy messenger turns his back and hums as who should say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer.
And that well might advise him to caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
All right.
And there's Act 3, dearies. The things happening. The things.
I'm gonna be bloodstained for a day. Stuff is self-staining.
Worth it.
Worth it.
So worth it.
Oh, like
so I
every.
loved it so much.
Oh, goblin! All right, it wasn't a line, but she tried to talk.
Gushing over how amazing everybody has been doing.
You've been
Does that
amazing.
count as a mute? Because we're
It counts as a
technically
mute.
on
You tried to
break?
talk.
Still counts.
Damn it!
Counts as a mute. You tried to talk.
Doesn't count to me.
Thank you. Thank you, my noble vassal.
All right, they're with the prediction for more than if you had more than 3 channel points for you. Woohoo! Oh man, that's everything about tonight is fantastic, and I'm loving it. Oh, and we couldn't hear it from our end, but apparently there was an eerie echo that came off of Hecate. Complete. It wasn't a bug.
It was a very fortunate technical snafu.
It's not a bug. It's a feature.
It's a feature.
But it
We
worked.
must have
It
been
worked
on Zoom
so
call. Maybe
well.
they only heard it on Twitch because I didn't hear any.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything on. It only came
But
through
we'll have to
Twitch,
go look
apparently.
back at the VOD.
I'm gonna go
it-
back and
it-
watch the
it-
VOD just to hear that.
It
'cause I
came
don't
through.
know
It
what
came
the
through the
shit.
Twitch.
Me too, because I don't know what happened.
Yeah, like you were powerful, but it sounded normal, but the chat was exploding for like the goddess voice.
Yeah, Holy shit! I'm just seeing Sarah for the first time because I was looking at my script earlier. Oh, my god, that is awesome!
Danny, you've got to go back and watch the VOD to watch her
coming
because she's
in and
doing this
out.
creepy shit. the whole
She was
time.
also disappearing.
Yeah,
She was
I
vanished
saw
into,
that.
like this red mist. It
Oh
was phenomenal.
my god, I love.
Oh my.
I live.
I mean, just speaks to Goblin. Like, your reactions were so synced with it and everything. I was watching and thinking that you were seeing what she was doing and just spontaneously reacting because she was, it was good. Y'all were like seamless. It was
on
fantastic.
stage with y'all.
I want to go on
Same.
stage with you guys.
Someday.
Someday. Oh god. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe we can do the Con of Dragons at some point.
The Con of Dragons will happen at one point for us.
Yes.
But, for now, dear children of the night, it is time for us to do our intermission. For little more than half our play is played out, and we now must go do the human things. So everyone, please make sure you hydrate.
Please.
Do
Or
your
dehydrate.
your bio maintenance, and take care of a little bit of munchies if you have them. And we will see everyone back.
In about 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
all go to the lobby.
Let's
Don't get us DMCA.
Is that
I don't know, but John Chan said.
killed by the
It's a snack.
All
Let's
right.
see vibe here.
All right. We'll be back in about 20 minutes. We'll see you guys.
Forsooth.
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 time.
There is no
We're
fine.
back. Hi. Hey.
Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you had a wonderful break and are ready for some more of the Mac madness. That sounds like a value meal. I'll have the McInsanity. Thank you. With a side of fries. I went too far.
No.
I tried.
No. That's too much.
I should
No.
not have.
Bring it back.
Bring
Too
it
much.
back. All right.
It's fine.
Bringing it back. So, now we get to see everything in Mac's life come apart. Everything in his head already has. So now let's watch the rest of it tumble. Oh, just all of the faces coming off of Goblin tonight are...
I love it.
Ooh, like they're
I
hitting.
love you, Katie. You're so awesome.
You are hitting tonight, queen. Anyways.
That hits different with this wig on.
It does, though.
Oh, no. By the way, I saw the results of the last prediction, and I'm judging all of you.
I can't judge because I'm a mod. So.
Which, please? Anyway.
Anyways,
I had to.
On
Which
to
is
Act
crazy.
4.
On to Act 4.
Thrice the branded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stoned days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot.
Dabble, dabble, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a finny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm sting, lizard leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell frog, boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf, of the ravine salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of ewe, slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of birth's strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, and thereto a tiger's chaldron for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood. Now the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done, I commend your pains, and every one shall share in the gains. And now about the cauldrons sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
Oh, now, you secret black and midnight hags. What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. Howe'er you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's gurnlands tumble all together, even till destruction sickened, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
Will answer.
Say if thou had rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters?
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in the sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 farrow. Grease that's sweetened from the murderer's gibbet thorough. Into the flame.
Come, high or low, thyself and office deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Enough, dismiss me.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fears aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn. The power of man for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff! What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
It's a little shy, give it a moment.
Sometimes the apparitions need some preparation. Sometimes we... Did we turn up the pot enough? Very well. Very well. Be lion mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never be vanquished until great Burnham Wood come to Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Sweet bodements, good! Rebellious dead, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied! Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall upon you! Let me know! Why seeks that cauldron? And what noise is this?
Show.
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 Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Oh, thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does soothe thy eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other golden-bound brow is like the first, and a third is like the former. Filthy hags! Why do you show me this? A fourth? Start, eyes! What will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet? A seventh? I'll see no more! And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more. In some I see that twofold bowls and treble scepters carry. Oh, horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir. All this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer up his sprites, and show him the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay.
Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand, aye, accursed in the calendar. Come in, without there!
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, and indeed, my lord.
Oh, infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was't came by?
Just 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is o'ertook unless the deed go with it. From this moment the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of mine hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with axe, be it and done. The castle Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, and give the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
Act 3, or Act 4, Scene 2.
Thank you.
We may go. Yes.
I'm like, are we not calling
to be fair,
Everyone's just kind of like...
no one has waited for the scene call all night. They just went ahead, so we stopped doing it. And you are the first to be like, well, I was waiting. we love you, Melodic. We do.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
He must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You do not know whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom, to leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles, in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not, he wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds will fight, her young ones in her nest, against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love, as little is the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. When we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear. But float upon a wild and violent sea each way and none. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How
As
will you
birds
live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'dst never fear the net, nor lime, the pitfall, nor the gin.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how wilt thou do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy 'em to sell 'em again?
Thou speak'st with all thy wit, and yet, if faith, with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Every one that does so is a traitor, and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for they are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang them up.
Now, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it would be a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talk'st.
Bless you, Father Dame. I am not, as you know, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearby. If you will take a homely man's advice, but be not found here. Hence with your little ones. To fright your thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you, I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-eared villain!
What, you egg? Young fry of treachery!
He has killed me, Mother. Run away, I pray you.
Murder!
Act 4, Scene 3.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birthdom. Each new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like syllable of dolor.
But I'll wait. What no believe and what can I can redress, and I shall find the time to friend I will. What you have spoke, it may be so perchance this tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose.
Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you, wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking? I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but my own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well, lord. I would not be the villain that thou think'st for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall trod upon the tyrant's head, or wear it upon my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer in more sundry ways than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted, that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb being compared with my confineless arms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust, and my desire all continent impediments would o'erbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. The time you may so hoodwink. We will have dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a stanchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for the land, desire his jewels in this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more. That I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer-seeming lust, and it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet, do not fear, Scotland hath foisons to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable, with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproot the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Oh, nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptred. When shalt thou see wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeat'st upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many of these trains hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous haste. But God above, deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy hair approach, old Seward with 10,000 warlike men, already at a point was setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you?
Aye, sir. There are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great assay of art, but at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil. A most miraculous work in this good king, which often since my hair remain in England I have seen him do. He solicits heaven, himself best knows, but strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery he cures, hanging a golden stamp about their necks, put on with holy prayers, and 'tis spoken to the succeeding royalty, he leaves the healing benediction. With this strange virtue, he hath a heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak him full of grace.
See who comes here.
My countrymen, but yet I know him not.
My ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither.
Oh, I know him now. Good God, betimes remove. That means that makes us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
Relation too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace?
No, they're well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a miser of your speech. How goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumour of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witnessed the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight, to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good sword and 10,000 men. An older and better soldier, none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing them should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
Huh. I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner whereon the quarry of those murdered deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven. What man? Ne'er pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the oath for heart and bids it break.
My children, too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too?
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, Hellkite, all! What, all my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot remember, but such things were were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macbeth, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it!
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself within my sword's length. Set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, we go to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking. And the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that ne'er finds the day.
And there's our Act 4. Okay, come on. These two would like to tell you that this is not a wonderful experience to stream next to me IRL. They would like to pretend like I'm horrible to watch the show with, but I enhance it, and you know it.
I have never
It's
heard
way
more lies come out of
What are
that
you
my
doing?
entire life.
With this face, it's way creepier when you say that.
Enhances it like a burning sensation and you know where.
Ooh. Hey, you're the one that's ripe for shaking.
Ladies, please.
Love it.
The girls are fighting.
Oh my
Now
god.
you're all pretty.
And somehow we've come back around to Star Wars.
We have. We've come back around because, you know, apparently Master Skywalker visited the Macduff house. Oh, man. What?
I need a favor.
No.
Let me put into your bosom a plan.
Macbeth has brought peace to his new empire.
Good night, everybody.
Oh.
Don't try it.
Oh, and there's Obi-Wan.
He will try.
It's over, Macbeth. I have the high ground.
There we go. And we're all together. We're all in the same place. Oh,
Stay on target.
And would this just be Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan?
There we go.
Can we just for a moment rave about Bardic Bell's
Yes.
performance in
Yes.
Mwah.
Rarely do we
All
get.
the snaps.
I mean, spoiler alert: Macduff is about to do some Macbeth in, but that scene loses all of its potency if we don't get that rage from Macduff right here. And Bardic brought all that rage. So, sorry, Goblin. I'm gonna have to watch Bardic kill you.
She's raging.
Nah, it's fair. It's fair.
She's racing against the Mac
I'm right there with you.
Ah! Ah.
I'm
love all-
you're
On
not
that
the only
note-
one that can
I would
get
like
that
to
jokes.
rage.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that Bardrick has advantage on all attacks against me.
Untimely ripped.
Wait, is Bardic? So Macduff is an ancestral guardian barbarian, is what you're saying?
Yes.
That's pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Hey, now. Yeah.
Don't you know? Sorry, Melodic.
You betcha.
And there we went.
Hey, how you doing
All
there?
right.
All right, is everyone ready to take this thing home and see Macbeth get his due?
Yes.
Oh, no!
I'm just waiting to bring out my prop for Burnham Wood.
Nice.
Same.
Wait.
You called us a hag.
Okay, so everyone stay tuned. In next scene, Dragon brings out his wood.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have a few
Meanwhile,
lines
whip
in
this
this
out.
act.
Act 5, Scene 1.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed, yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbering agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor to anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo, you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has lied by her continually. It is her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubbed her Look how she. Sorry. Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour. Yet here is a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot. Out, I say. 1, 2, why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and a feared? What need we fear who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fie had a wife. Where is she now? What the hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all this with starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this hand. Oh.
What a sigh is there? The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands, put on your nightgown, look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out on's grave.
Even so?
To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Will she now go to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenges burn in them, for their dear causes would be to the bleeding and the grim alarm. Excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That way are they coming.
Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seward's son, and many unroughed youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsany, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury, but for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking on his hands? Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach? Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief?
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on. To give obedience where 'tis truly owed, meet we the medicine of this sickly wheel, and with him pour we in our country's purge, each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs, to do the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
Act 5, Scene 3.
And she doesn't know! You're still muted!
Y'all shush. Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham Wood remove to Dunsany, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power over thee. Then fly, false Thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee, black, thou false, thou cream-faced loon! Where gotst thou this goose look?
There is 10,000
geese, villain!
Soldiers, sir!
Go, prick thy face and o'erred thy fear, thou lily-livered boy! What soldiers, Patch? Death of thy soul, those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, Wayface?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence! Satan! I am sick at heart when I behold. Satan, I say! This push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is fallen to the sear. The yellow leaf and the witch should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth, honor, breath, which is the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Screw the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, raise from the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw thy physics to the dogs, I'll none of it. Come, put mine armor on. Give me my staff. Seton, send out. Doctor, the Thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my hand, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb senna or what purgative root or purgative drug would scour these English heads? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest comes to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane, away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Oh, scene 4, yay.
Cousins, I hope the day are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What word is this before us?
The word of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it afore him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere in report of us. It shall be done.
We'll learn no other but the confident tyrant. Keep still in Dunsinane and will endure. Us set and done before't.
'Tis his main hope. For where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him in the revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event. and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that with due decision make us know what we shall say we have, what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war. Hang our banners on the outer walls. The cry is still, they come. Our castle strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie till famine and ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
It is the cry of women, my lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at dismal trees rouse and stirred, as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusky death. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. 'Tis a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Oh, shit. Gracious, my lord. I should report that which I say I saw, but not know how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath, if it be not so. Within this 3 miles may you see it coming. I say a moving grove.
If thou speak false, upon the next tree shall thou hang alive till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I'll pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood comes to Dunsane, and now a wood comes to Dunsinane, arm in arm and out. If this which he avouches does appear, there is nor flying hence, nor tarrying here. I begin to aweary the sun, and wish the state of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow, wind! Come, rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back!
Now near enough, your leafy screens throw down, and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upons what else remains to do, according to our order.
Very well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear or none.
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou call'st thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Thou wast born of woman. But swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of woman born.
That way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face! If thou beest slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns, whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge I sheath again undeeded. There thou shouldst be by this great clatter, one of the greatest note seems bruited. Let me find him fortune, and more I beg not.
Way, my lord, the castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle. Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword, whiles I see lives the gashes do better upon them?
Turn, hellhound, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Thou loosed labor, as easily mayst thou the entrenchant air with thy keen sword impresses as makes me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee. Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed than palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I'll not fight thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee, as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole, and under it, here may you see a tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham Wood may come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed be of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and be damned him that first cries, hold, enough!
I would the friends we miss were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet, by these I see, so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son?
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived but till he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station which he fought, but like a man he died.
When he is dead?
Aye, and brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
I on the front.
Why then, God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have heirs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so his knell is knolled.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score. And so God be with him. Here comes your comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail,
Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King of Scotland.
Hail, King of Scotland.
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen henceforth be earls, the first that e'er Scotland in such an honour named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time and place. So, thanks to all at once and to each one, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.
Everybody exhale.
Good night, everybody.
Oh my
Woof.
goodness.
Holy cannoli, y'all.
All right. I think most of you guys in the cast heard it because, you know, we have this cast Discord that keeps going. But like y'all that are just watching do not know the kind of all of the so nervous, so many nerves for this show messages we got from Goblin Katie leading up to this.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my goodness.
Crushed it, big.
Salade the roll.
Elevated. That was amazing.
This bar has been set super high.
Right up here.
I don't want Macbeth
Everybody
played by
was
man ever
completely
again.
amazing.
Right? Right.
Oh my god.
I just need this, you know.
Dude, I had so much to feed off of. This entire cast was amazing.
Yes.
So, and one thing that was kind of brought up in chat at one point, for all of our new viewers, because I know we have a lot of you tonight.
Yeah, welcome.
We don't do rehearsals.
Not a bit.
So we assign parts randomly to these lovely people who just send in submissions to be a part of this cast pool for our season, and then the randomizer just does its work. We make blood sacrifices before each casting.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yes.
Yes.
I boot the chaos, and the chaos provides.
Yes.
And
That's what we're calling
so this is all just chaos and fate blessing us, essentially. And we hope you've enjoyed it because holy shit.
But we do have one quick request from the chat that's come up more than once. Grindel, could we get a dear Jesus or a dear Jesus?
Lord! Oh Lord!
Oh Lord, you absolutely can. Praise him, you're not gonna believe what happened after y'all left the castle. Went downhill from there.
Oh my god.
Told the doctor she was going back to bed, and she did not.
I was loving it.
Yes!
Oh
my god.
That was so good.
Thank you for that.
Oh no, she coming.
Oh no.
Oh, she coming.
So good.
Oh my gosh. Y'all
Oh,
make me happy every
so
show.
Every single one. This whole cast, there was not a miss in the cast. Everyone just completely knocked it out of the park. I could not be happier with our Macbeth. Snaps all around the board.
And to our new cast members who have never done this with us before, snaps to y'all. You brought.
As always, the newcomers kicked the ass.
Yes,
They
did.
So
straight up.
Return to us, please. A lot of our returning members will tell you it's worth coming back.
Yes.
So much
Be not newcomers anymore.
No.
Be thou family.
Oh, I guess you could say I'll be back.
Yeah.
That makes me so
How
happy.
dare you invoke that? You have to do that.
You have
I
to.
will.
Could have done a Scottish accent, but I
Just-
don't think I could have held it for the entire
Just for you, Katie, I'll do it all the time.
There we are.
Yes.
Love it.
Wait,
I'll say I'll be back
Mantle.
with Patrick Warburton. Or
Yeah.
Oh, I loved the Patrick Warburton.
Yes.
We were
what
very
voice
glad that
do I
Kronk
do for
showed
this
up.
person? And I just thought of, whoa, hello there. Yeah. How you doing?
Worked so well.
Amazing.
Well, this isn't the first time Patrick Warburton has shown up on this stream.
This is very true.
True. We have had more than one appearance in spirit.
But it works.
It does. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to that time of the night where if you love this cast as much as we love this cast, then you deserve to follow them and find them wherever they are working their magic. So, cast members, if you would please let people know where to find you, and we will start with Dragon.
Oh, sure. I'm exhausted at the moment. Oh. Anyway, greetings, friends and fiends. I am Yield Dragon, and once again, I am in awe of the cast that I have been blessed to be a part of. And you can find me on the Twitter sphere at Draconic Verses. You can also follow me over at D&D Surprise Party. That's minus the U because Twitter only allows 15 characters, and there are 16 characters in D&D Surprise Party as one word. And that, by the way, in case you are unaware, is the actual play D&D stream that I am the happy dungeon master of here on Chaotic Tiefling. And we are on hiatus right now as I am in the middle of my season 2 sessions 0, and we will be premiering on Wednesday night, May the 12th at 7 p.m. with our all new cast who do not know who they are playing with yet. And we will be part of Jasper's Game Day. We will be a Jasper's Game Day event. And I am so thrilled at that because it is such an important charity. Many of our cast members have participated in Jasper's events and streams. And
I have.
So
I
we
have,
are-
and Jordan has.
Yes. So we're going to be joining up with them now too, and I just cannot wait. So that will be on the 12th. So please come check us out. There will be numerous donation tiers, including one which will let the donator roll the surprise die. So, and it will be an automatic trigger. It will not be a chance to trigger the surprise die. It will be an automatic trigger with an automatic bane or boon. So we shall see about that. Also, if you would kindly type in ! Forsooth. Oh, sorry. We had to get a forsooth in here somehow, other than at the opening. Because here at Chaotic Tiefling, when somebody says that word, we drink. So that's just the way it rolls. But you will find my TeePublic shop where we have numerous pieces of merchandise, including D&D Surprise Party merch. You can find numerous Shakespearean inspirations brought forth and requested by the various casts of what streams may come, including such wonderful things as I Have Been Written Ass, Forsooth, and the ever popular By Gar. So if you want some Shakespeare, stop on by and check it out. And Pribbles and Prabbles as a notebook. Okay, thank you very much. And folks, again, newcomers, you kicked
ass. Okay, you kicked ass. Thank you very much. And on to the next person.
Yes. Next we have the Traveler Farlander.
My
dad. That's me again. Traveler Farlander. I am overly online. I am at TW Farland on Twitter. I occasionally stream giant stompy robot things on Twitch at Traveler Farlander. I will be in a new show coming to the Dice Fiends podcast shortly, Shadowrun Anarchy. Oh dear gods, this is going to be a weird one, you guys. And occasionally I will be on other things that I cannot even yet predict, so who knows. Dragon mentioned Jasper's Game Day. That is very dear to my heart. Please do go look at jaspersgameday.com. Check it out. Look at the things that are coming up for Jasper's Game Week. Please donate if you can. It's a very worthy cause and a very good time to do it. Thank you.
All right, next up, my naughty joke nemesis, Melodic Blue.
Hi, I'm Melodic Blue. Contrary to what you might think from chat in here, I'm actually a family-friendly streamer. And you can see all kinds of family-friendly content over on my Twitch channel. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, and all that is consolidated into my streamer links, which is there in the chat. And we've got some changes happening in our schedule coming up because I keep finishing games and not necessarily establishing what the new one's going to be. But on Monday, I'm playing Minecraft, and on Wednesdays, this coming Wednesday is our April episode of Lore Hunters, which is a World of Warcraft stream where we are actively playing World of Warcraft and geeking out about World of Warcraft lore. And then on May 1st, I'm actually going to be on another channel, but there's more information about that on my Discord. May 1st, I will be playing in a tabletop, a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon tabletop, which is Pokemon Post-Apocalyptic 100 Years After the Fall of Humans. And I will be playing a Pikachu cleric named Chubali.
Gonna be amazing. The DM has been working their ass off on this. It's gonna rock.
I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, and a first-timer to our stream, throwing it over to Ian.
Oh, geez. Thank you. First, I just want to say thank you for having me and terrifying me by casting me in one of the lead parts for this on my first time. I haven't done stage theater since college, so that was fun. Normally, you can find me online at Ravnos. That's my Twitter handle, and you can find links to my Instagram and other things there. But I'm also one of the co-founders of Gehenna Gaming, which is a horror TTRPG company that runs games, primarily right now runs games on Twitch as well as at conventions, and we run our own virtual horror tabletop convention. So you can follow us at twitch.com/Gehenna Gaming, twitter.com/Gehenna Gaming, or gehennagaming.com, and find out all the really cool stuff we're doing over there. Some of which I will let someone else in this cast talk about because she's going to be running some really cool Vampire the Masquerade games soon. Beyond that, I stream a lot over there, and I'm also a cast member at on ATL by Night with Zach, run by Ellie, who does amazing voices as well over on that show. So you should go check it out and support them. I think that's all I have to say about myself. I'm gonna be over here and be shy again.
Oh, Ian, don't go.
You were my wonderful wife.
Love it.
Great job tonight. Great job.
Yes.
Yes, really good. Very good.
Well, next up, what do we see there? We see a random bystander here.
Oh, hello, friends. I'm Random Bystander here, and this was very, very fun. I had a really great time doing this. I haven't done theater since last year at college. 2019. Oh, it's been longer. Anyway, and I really appreciate it. I hope to do it again sometime. I would love to. What do? I stream on Twitch. That's my main thing. You go to twitch.tv/randombystander here, or click that link in the chat right there
if you want to follow. I stream Nintendo games, I stream multiplayer games, I stream variety games. I stream whatever the heck I want that makes people laugh and I have fun with. I also, since yesterday and until May 1st, we are raising money for St. Jude. We're doing charity stream for St. Jude. We started yesterday and we've already raised over $400. I'm so grateful and I'm so excited, and I hope we can raise more for the kids. It's my first ever real charity stream, and I want to see how far we can go and how far we can make a difference. And along with that Beacons page, I think below that Beacons page has my other socials, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Discord, all the other stuff that you could follow if you so choose. I hope you do. And more importantly, I hope you enjoy this lovely performance with these lovely people.
Thank you so much. Also, newcomer to our stream, the wonderful Mantle Ferox.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. I am Mantle Ferox. I am a marine biologist first and a gamer second. Or if I would like a visual reference for that, you could say I'm a marine biologist and a gamer. So I am also on the Twitchiverse. You can find me on the channel, but Striker Red Kite was just so kind enough to put in the chat. And my Twitch link does have both my Twitter as well as Instagram stuff there and my Discord. Twitter's all sorts of random stuff. I am a variety content creator. I'm about a 70-30 Nintendo to PlayStation streamer. The joke is that I'm a Zelda streamer because I'm a massive Legend of Zelda fan. Similar to Random, I actually just wrapped up a charity event, which was really awesome. And a fun little note for anyone, I actually have my 1-year streamiversary coming up next Friday. So that's exciting. But yeah, especially with the marine biology, we have all sorts of fun stuff with learning there, like random marine biology facts. And I'm currently playing through Final Fantasy VII, the original one, first time all the way through. And
This is your first time playing Final Fantasy VII?
All the way through. I started it years ago.
Oh, honey, you're in for such a good time.
Oh, I know I am. I know most of the story, at least, but yes.
Yes.
I'm also playing Subnautica, which is a marine biologist. I'm sure you can all imagine is a fun time. But yes, so I've got, as I said, you got my Twitch link there. You can find anything else on there. I do also enjoy a bunch of cosplay stuff, as you can see here. So yeah, thank you to Melodic for recruiting me here. And I hope that you all had a blast here and hope to see you here, both on my own channel as well as, of course, back here on Chaotic Tiefling ATL.
All right, and for some D&D, Jordan Lee, our wonderful porter. I loved you.
Hi, Finn. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm at D&D Jordan Lee. I am a Twitch variety streamer. You can mainly find me on my channel playing a lot of Dead by Daylight and also talking about Dungeons and Dragons with a lot of the survivors and the killers. So, hi. I like to play tabletop games a lot. I also play classic WoW with the amazing Macbeth. So we do classic World of Warcraft, die a lot, and have mimosas because why not, right? So come hang out. It's a ton of fun. I'm also a co-founder of the Amphitheater, which is a production company. We do tons of stuff with TTRPGs. We do little talk shows, as well as we just wrapped up our Pawns of Prometheus season 1. We're doing a little bit of a one-shot while we figure out what we're doing next. So that's been a lot of fun. I'm also going to be helping to produce Jasper's Game Day on Mini Terrain Domain, so I will be all over the place, running around, doing production, helping out with that. Also starting in May, you can find me on Monday nights, starting May 17th on Mini Terrain Domain as we journey into Candlekeep Mysteries. So I am very excited to be jumping on into that. So yeah, this has been amazing, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Finn, Babs, Jess, everybody. Y'all amazing. Love you.
We love you too.
We always love you.
We love you.
Next, we go to our dark lady, our goddess, Ellie Collins.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm always so excited to do this show. Oh my god. This was super fun. It's a typecast I enjoy to play a goddess of witchcraft. But I have been Ellie Collins. I am the storyteller for ATL by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 campaign set in the city of Atlanta. We are currently in our off season, but we're returning for our 5th season in May. And also in May, you can catch me on Gehenna Gaming, where I am hosting a 2-shot called The Legend of the Scarlet Coffin. It is a Vampire the Masquerade story told from the side of the Anarchs and the side of the Camarilla, featuring some of your favorite D&D people, such as Mike, I guess, Joshua Simons, Persephoroth, Hope Lavelle, and a bunch of other really amazing people. And I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I have so much other stuff coming. The easiest way is just to follow me on Twitter at Ellie_A_Collins, or you can follow the show at ATL by Night. And we're on Twitch at twitch.tv/ATL by Night. And we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up. So just follow me for more information.
Well, if you're gonna name drop, those are some great names to drop. You just
I'm
dropped.
very excited to have them on the show. I can't wait.
It's amazing. I'm looking forward to that so much.
That's a ridiculously cool crew.
Yes, it is. All right, next up, drop some handles on us. Home base.
All right. Thank you. First of all, I want to say thanks to everyone. You did a fantastic job tonight. Everyone killed it, especially, Goblin. Amazing. So I'm Home Base Serenity. I am a family-friendly streamer here on Twitch, just Home Base Serenity. The link will probably be in chat. I'm sure Strike's putting it in there. I typically stream Fortnite Save the World. That's the PvE side of Fortnite, not the more popular Battle Royale side. Although I do play that sometimes on stream, but it's very rare. I'm terrible at it, so people don't like to watch me play it. But I do also do YouTube. Home Base Serenity is on there as well. I also stream Minecraft sometimes. Usually, I'm trying to do once a week on the Minecraft thing when I'm being consistent about it. And that's pretty much it, I think.
Well, fantastic. Thanks for letting us know where to find you. Next up, Goblin, just tell us where we can worship at your feet.
Y'all stop. You can find me every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. playing classic World of Warcraft with the impeccable D&D Jordan Lee. And that's on twitch.tv/GoblinKatie or twitch.tv/D&D Jordan Lee. Both of us will post a link so you can watch simultaneously and stay in both chats, which is a lot of fun. You can catch me at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays, playing in the D4 stream. That's D4 D&D. We play a 5th edition D&D stream that is run by the wonderful Babs the Bat's husband, Dustin Fletcher, and Devin Henderson. We run 2 DMs simultaneously, and it is just a crazy, wonderful game that I love to death. And then you can also find me on the Stellar Arcanum podcasts, which release new episodes on typically every other Monday. We have been on hiatus because of the world catching on fire, but we're back in the studio doing recordings. So we're looking to release new content soon. It's a great time to get into the show and catch up. And you can find Stellar Arcanum on all major podcasting services.
Thank you so much. I really want just, to see more of, you know what, the next D4, just introduce Dustin as, and we have Babs' husband.
Yes, I think we should.
Should. Throw it back on it.
This is Babs' husband.
There we go.
Yep. It's only fair.
It's only fair. It's only fair. Turnabout's fair play.
As you do.
As you do. All right, next up we have Michael McGreevy.
Thanks, man. So I always feel old when I look at this point because I don't have a Twitch to promote. And back in my day, we hid the fact that we played games and we didn't stream it. So it's really weird. However, you can find more about me at michaelcmcgreevy.com. I'm also on Twitter at McGreevyTweets. And if you want to get more of your Shakespeare on right now, the company that I work with here in the Tampa Bay area is currently producing Henry V, which is a goth industrial kind of inspired Henry V with an original soundtrack by a local artist here, and it will be available streaming. So you can check it out there, and the link will be in the chat, or it is jobsitetheater.org.
I forgot to mention one thing. Can I mention one more thing?
Go for it.
I'm sorry. I'm also going to appear on April 30th at 3:30 p.m. on a Jasper's Game Day stream benefiting Jasper's Game Day, which is a charity that raises money for suicide prevention and awareness. I will be appearing in a game run by the amazing Justice Araman, and I will be playing with a table full of wonderful people, and Lee Goldberg is going to be doing pancake art of our game as we're playing. So there's currently a raffle that's being offered to pick what our big bad for our campaign is going to be. And if you go to Twitter's Jasper's Game Day, you can find information about buying a raffle ticket to pick our big baddie. I humbly request something fluffy and not going to munch on my face.
An owlbear.
So a Balrog.
You know what? That's not nice.
Tarask. Sorry. I could have got to a Tarask. I could have.
Y'all are terrible. Y'all are terrible people, and you should think about how terrible you are.
This coming from Macbeth? This
I
really
already
coming from
You murdered me! I mean, it could be a twirl.
I love you,
Jordan
all.
with the ooh.
Only I could get away with that.
You'll put in my place.
Here, Katie. I'll have this as your boss, so you can just cuddle him.
That is the most chill, snuggly cat.
This is the other one. He had to make an appearance at the end.
He's so cute. He's just like, just love me.
As everyone saw Nudge earlier, this is Link.
He's so pretty.
And last but not least, we have another newcomer to our stream. Cal or Assorted Creations, please let us know where we can find all of your lovely magic.
You can find me lots of places that are now in the chat. If you enjoy Skyrim, I'm currently playing on Saturday and Sunday mornings while I have my coffee. The Adventures of Mittens the Cat, which involves me playing as a Khajiit wearing a tiger onesie because I found that mod somewhere. So I do that on Saturday and Sunday mornings while I have my coffee for a couple hours, typically 9:30. If you enjoy my cosplay stuff, I am typically on Instagram or TikTok, both assorted.creations, and then just listening to me scream into the void is going to be my Twitter, which is assorted noise. Also something that I realized I forgot to drop a link for. I created and run the No Cons Crunch Discord server. It's something that I made a couple of months ago to help people find the motivation that we lost for con crunching, but not the stress and bad things and bad mental health stuff that we normally do when we're crunching. We do events every 3 months. The next one's coming up in June, where I spend a whole weekend and I stream the whole thing, and we do Discord stuff, the whole thing, just to help people work on stuff that want to work on projects. And I'll drop that link somewhere. Either I'll drop it on Twitter tonight or somewhere else.
Oh, and a newcomer approaches the battlefield. It's a Zach!
Hi, I'm Zachary Vaudo. There it is. My Twitter link is in the sidebar. I'm in projects that have already been talked about a whole bunch. I do random things on Gehenna Gaming with Ian. I'm on ATL by night. The Ellie runs. I'll be in the Scarlet Coffin one shot as well, one of the two. You can also find me on Carrion Comfort Studios doing a variety of things. You can find me on Level Up TTV playing Charlie the Malkavian for Vancouver Adjacent. I just sort of scatter around everywhere, so you'll eventually see me somewhere.
All right.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all. Thank everyone for watching. But it's now time to say our good night. But we are so happy that you all joined us for our reading of Macbeth. Please, if you enjoyed the show, tell others about it. Link, follow, do all of the things. Tell them about what streams may come here on Chaotic Tiefling ATL. We will be taking the month of May off. There will be no what streams may come in May while we prepare for other projects that Chaotic Tiefling is gearing up for. But please...
You're celebrating my birthday for the entire month, right?
The entire month.
Yes,
sure.
Yes, they are.
It's Goblin Palooza.
Acceptable.
Goblin
It's also
Palooza
the
all May.
strange birthday month.
So long
All three
as you're willing
stranges
to
have May
share,
birthdays.
Katie, you have to be willing to share with my two kids.
Yes. There we go.
I am willing
How many birthdays
to...
in May?
A lot.
Wait a minute. Are you Banquo?
Oh.
Mine's first. Mine's first.
But,
Oh God, it's crazy off.
Oh.
but please, even though we will not be bringing you a Shakespeare show in May, please come back to join us on June 12th as we read once again, but this time Henry V. Very funny that McGreevy brought up Henry V because we'd already selected it as our next show. Yep. So we're just going to get a lot of Henry. So on June 12th, we will be back with Henry V.
Is that our first historical?
It is.
It's our first historical.
First historical.
So
we're both reading the Bard and this.
Bring your own tennis balls.
Amazing. However, if you find yourself in need of a Shakespeare fix in our absence, all of our previous episodes are uploaded on the on our YouTube channel under Chaotic Tiefling Productions, and I will also put a link in chat. If you want to catch more of Finn and Jess, you can find them every other Sunday, including tomorrow morning, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, playing Utharian Legends with the Sunday Brunch Club right here on Chaotic Tiefling.
Are you going to stay dressed like that?
Yes. No. They do have some guests coming in tomorrow, and those guests are very wonderful people, so you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's episode.
Awesome! And if you can, please toss a sub to your Twitchers and show some love to our dear friend Babs the Bat for producing this show on her channel. We could not and would not be here without her. If you would like to connect with us, please give us a follow on Twitter at BloodhavenBard, at Jessica Skell, at RealBadsTheBat, and then also on this channel, Chaotic Tief ATL. Until the next show, be good to yourself and be good to each other. We will all get through this and back under the stage lights once more. Give us your hands if we be friends.
We love you.
We'll miss you till it's showtime again.